Hello, I'm Dr. Maurie Markman from Cancer Treatment Centers of America. And over the next couple of minutes, I would like to discuss with you a very difficult, very sobering, and in my opinion, very distressing information. The paper that I'm going to briefly discuss is entitled Investigating the Replicability of Preclinical Cancer Biology. It appeared in eLife 2021. You should be able to obviously see this article online. There has been information over the number of years, initially presented by an investigator from MD Anderson Cancer Center and a lead investigator from Amgen, that results in high impact medical journals, preclinical data, they were not able to reproduce. So an effort has been undertaken by investigators who are looking at this question and looked very systematically at a number of high-profile preclinical research subjects and tried to replicate selected experimental results from these high-impact papers. These investigators, as outlined in detail in this manuscript, use multiple methods to assess reproducibility. And they concluded, in my opinion, incredibly distressingly, that overall, in only 51 of 112 of the experiments, 46% could they demonstrate the ability to reproduce the results. Further, in 92% of the cases, the effect sizes, even if some they could reproduce, but the overall effect sizes was smaller than the original report. Now, obviously, it's not easy to discuss this. It's certainly inappropriate to come up with a single conclusion or reason for these outcomes. I mean, you can say the original papers did not have enough information to be able to reproduce the results. You can say that the people who are doing the results didn't know what they were doing. You could say that they didn't have, the proper equipment to do this. They didn't have the expertise. There are a lot of things you can say. But half of the results in high impact papers couldn't be reproduced. This, in my opinion, is a challenge to the cancer community. It is a challenge to laboratory investigators. It's a challenge to academic institutions. It should be a challenge to leaders of academic medicine that perhaps, just perhaps, there's something wrong here. Why can't these results be reproduced in such a high percentage of patients? Is there excessive benefit for publishing positive results? And one doesn't really that much care if they can't be reproduced. Or one does not expect the results from these investigators to be challenged. Again, I'm raising a question, not providing an answer. One can only hope, however, that the academic leaders in this country, the NIH, which funds much of this research, will look at this issue very closely, very carefully, because it is the public that is actually reading these results of this research, and some may very well question whether this is money well spent by them supporting this research that can't be reproduced. I would encourage you, if you have an interest in this topic, to read this paper, to follow what happens after in terms of how the academic community deals with these questions, because they're very important for the future, in my opinion, of the public trust and support of research, cancer research specifically, in this country. I thank you for your attention.